Okay, we're in breaking news mode. We're going to talk with Congressman Ken Buck. Let's bring him on right now. What is your take that the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is saying that the Democrats plan to give $2,000 in COVID relief checks? No realistic path forward. Your reaction to that, Congressman? It's good to have you on.
It's good to be on with you. Thank you. And I think Senator McConnell's absolutely right. If the Democrats in the House had been willing to cut the pork and increase the $600 payment by $1,400 to $2,000, they would have received Republican support in the House. They would have received all the Democrats' support. But they didn't. They weren't willing to cut the pork. They weren't willing to help their friends in state and local government, education, all kinds of other areas. And so the result is that they just wanted to add $1,400 of payment onto the pork that they already had. And it's unacceptable, and the Senate should not pass it.
But are you letting the perfect be the enemy of the good? Because the pork is still in there, but you're saying no to more money for Americans. Let's show what's in the bill. Let's show the viewer. Go ahead. Go ahead,
what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is that the deficit is so high right now that we can't afford any pork, and the pork should come out of the bill.
But you're giving it to Sudan. You're giving it to Sudan, Jordan. You're doing border security for Lebanon, Tunisia, Oman. You're giving money to Central America to fight corruption, money to Ukraine, money to Burma. So why not? Why can't you cut those amounts and give the money to Americans?
Absolutely, I agree with you. We should be cutting it. This priority should be Americans. Americans should get the $2,000, but we should not be giving Americans the $2,000 and giving these other countries this outrageous amount. The Democrats have to bend on a few issues, and the issues are all the money that's going overseas and all the money that's going to non-COVID-related pet projects here in the U.S.
All right, but it just seems like Americans are going to get really hung out to dry here, but not what's going, but the money overseas is still going to flow out. So that's a complaint, right?
Absolutely, the Americans should get the $2,000. The money should not flow overseas. Absolutely.
Okay, so all right. Here's the other thing. We're basically, the president is saying that Republicans have a death wish if they don't allow these $2,000 checks to go out. What do you say to that?
Well, I think it's clear that what should have happened is a few months ago, the president and the Senate negotiators and House negotiators should have figured out how to give the Americans the $2,000 checks, and should have figured out how to streamline a bill without all the pork. Had that happened, had people negotiated in good faith, we would be there right now. What happened instead was Nancy Pelosi wanted to bail out blue state pension funds and tried to put that in the COVID bill. That didn't work. Then she wanted to make sure the president didn't get credit for a check that went to Americans before the campaign, before the election, and that didn't work. And so now, at the last minute, she has stuffed a bill full of pork, given Americans $600 when she should have given Americans $2,000.
Okay, so this has been going on for months. And why is it time and time again, this happens at the 11th hour? There's a rush out the door, and then Americans get stuck with the bill and stuck with less money.
Yeah, and it's the swamp, and it's always the swamp. And that's why, because they gave us a 5,000-page bill, and I say us, members of the House, a 5,000-page bill with a few hours to read it before they called the vote. And they knew it was a must-pass bill to keep government open, and they stuffed it with all kinds of goodies for their friends, but they refused to give us the time to go through the bill and offer amendments to take out the bad items in the bill. It's what they do every year, and it stinks to high heaven.
Okay, we've got to move on to this other story, because this is a new development. 2 U.S. B-52 bombers, 2 Air Force, their Stratofortresses, in a show of force to Iran flying over the Persian Gulf. You sit on House Foreign Affairs. This is the second time in a month. How worried are you that Iran is going to retaliate on the upcoming anniversary of the killing of Iranian terror mastermind Qasem Soleimani? What's going to happen here? What do you think?
I don't know what Iran does. I know that whatever they do will be met with a very strong action from the United States. Iran is a rogue nation. They have supported terrorism against our allies like Israel. They have supported terrorism across the world, frankly. And this president has stood up to them. It is the right thing to do. And anything they do now on any anniversary or for whatever reason will be met with deadly force. And I think that they have to understand that before they engage in any type of provocative behavior.
General Frank McKenzie, he's the commander of Central Command in that region. He's saying the U.S. is moving in and deploying combat-ready capabilities into the area. There could be a rocket attack in Iraq, also, or drone strikes again on oil fields like Iran did. Iran is accused of doing that with Saudi Arabia. But that's what's the serious threat here, that we could see in coming days rocket attacks by Iran in the region. Your final word on that.
Well, we are much better prepared now than we were before for those types of rocket attacks. And I believe that the combat-ready troops are assigned to Iran, that they should not engage in this behavior. They're trying to take over. They're trying to take advantage of a transition of power in this country, and they're making a serious mistake if they do.
Congressman Ken Buck, it's great to have you on. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.